Welcome back to our COVID-19 support series sponsored by LSS Holdings. This topic is on back to school for colleges and universities specifically. LSS Holdings is comprised of 3 companies: Hughes Environmental, providing nationally environmental facility cleaning, duct cleaning, ceiling and rafter cleaning, and combustible dust remediation. LSS Life Safety Services, providing passive life safety services nationally, fire and smoke damper inspection and repair, fire and door inspection repair, fire stopping, and UVC lighting solutions. And launched this May, SafeNetics, the safety e-learning certification platform for inspection technology. So today we're going to talk about preparing for a new semester under the pandemic conditions with COVID-19 and preparing your campus, preparing your faculty and staff, creating a social distancing plan, and communicating that plan. So as you prepare your campus and you consider all of the options that are out there and consider using your team as well as equipment, we ask you to look at UVC light disinfection systems, and we're going to talk about the different applications, both mobile and flexible and permanent and fixed. And we do have the data that supports the UV technology destroys COVID-19. We also have the data that it's cost effective, providing you cost savings on energy and water reuse. And it's chemical free, which is of the highest concern. And it's easily transportable. There's lots of different pieces of equipment to give you that flexibility and the control. And then we have customized, installed HVAC systems that are ideal for your facilities and indoor air quality. And we know that all of these UVC systems also kill mold, influenza, and other viruses and bacteria. So the best practices as it relates to these different settings are varied. So in dorm rooms where you have a student population that is changing, that is diverse, you can control the disinfection with a sterile wand. In the case of whether you're opening up a new room, turning a new room that has been vacated, or maybe you have a situation where a student is tested positive, you can use the sterile wand as a transportable unit to be able to disinfect those high touch areas. You can also use the UVC light and PTAC units or those individual air conditioning systems, and that can give you the ongoing protection for indoor air quality. And then we know in dorm rooms there's a lot of ice machine usage, and we know that there's bacteria and mold that are persistent problems in ice machines, and we can install permanent UVC light equipment to give you disinfection in your machines. Restrooms continue to be a source of problem with large student population and faculty, but we can provide mobile remote UVC systems that can be transportable, wheeled into a room. The faculty your cleaning personnel can leave the room and control the disinfection from a remote app on their phone. We also can permanently place ceiling wall mounted units that can be constantly cleaning and out of sight and providing you the safe and effective means to clean those bathrooms. Cafeterias also present a lot of issues, and we can install ceiling wall mounted UVC systems. These systems are USDA, FDA approved for food manufacturing and production and handling. So they can be placed not only in the cafeteria main room, but also in the food prep areas as well. Again, we can use UVC light for ice machines, and then also installing UVC into the HVAC units to be constantly providing cleaning and disinfection on the air quality in the cafeteria and in kitchens. We've had a lot of interest in libraries, as libraries have very high asset concerns and a lot of handling of books and DVDs and other resources that you find in the libraries. And for these settings, we've been able to recommend and provide sterile wands so that books can be sterilized on demand and anywhere in the library. We've also installed ceiling wall mounted units in the receiving areas so that when books are returned and DVDs are returned, they can be placed inside of a room and sterilized by using ceiling wall mounted lights as well. And again, we can install UVC systems in the HVA air handling units to provide constant disinfection of the air that we breathe. Rec rooms provide a lot of challenges as well. Not only is there a diverse student population moving about, but there's also different assets in those rec rooms. But ceiling and wall mounted UVC systems can be placed inside the rec rooms, and mobile remote units can be used after hours when cleaning and disinfection is ongoing by your faculty and staff. We have some case studies here that were performed prior or pre-pandemic, and they were done for, the equipment was installed for various reasons. Some of it was absenteeism, and some of it was for cost savings relating to water and energy usage. So the McGill University UVGI study, they installed a double-blind they did a double-blind study with multiple crossover trials of 771 participants. These were in office buildings in Montreal, Canada, and the UVGI was installed in the air handling units and was alternated for 12 weeks and then turned off for 4 weeks. This resulted in 99% reduction of microbial and endotoxin concentration on the irradiated surfaces within the ventilation systems. The use of UVGI was significantly recognized as producing significantly fewer work-related symptoms overall. So that sick building syndrome is the reason that they went for UVGI, and they wanted to study the results as it related for the rest of their buildings. But in this study, they were able to document that they had a 26% overall reduction in absenteeism, and I would imagine that that also improved employee satisfaction as well as savings with not having the absenteeism and the lost time. In the University of New Mexico study, they installed sterile air UVC on the downstream of their air handling unit. And they performed same air handle independent tests 60 days after they were installed. So what they recognized and were able to document that they had a 992 CFM gain. They had a 0.07 WG static pressure reduction, and they had a net cooling capacity increase of 208% BTU gain. So they calculated that based upon this, in this one area, they had a 1-year net savings of $4,639. So that was an ROI for installing this equipment of 8 months, which was extremely satisfactory and very exciting for them. In the University of Delaware, they were looking at how to save money with respect to remake water. So they installed, in a 72,000 square foot biotech building, they were looking for energy savings and water savings, and they were able to document that they had a 15 to 20% energy savings in the buildings by using UVC. And they had a byproduct that they really had a use for, and that was condensate coming off of the air handlers was distilled at 55 degrees, and it produced 2,000 to 5,000 gallons per day. And that saved them between $4,000 and $6,000 in water costs alone during the yearly cooling season. Within a few weeks of installing the system, they also had the gain of not seeing the usual biofilm buildup. It was gone from both of the air handling units. And since then, they have remained pristine as samples have been taken randomly. And after 1 year, they had no biofilm, which was very exciting. So in addition to using UVC, as you would prepare, I know we've been taking a lot of calls from people looking for electrostatic cleaning systems and chemicals. It's been very hard to get this equipment. So when you're looking at the deep cleaning, you want to consider as well using licensed contractors, trained contractors who have this equipment that would be able to come in and prepare you to reopen your campus. So deep cleaning can be provided to help fight against COVID-19. We can tailor or customize the deep cleaning projects, and we can do that by combining hand wiping, use of electrostatic sprayers, as well as foggers, and as well as using UVC. So the high touch areas are obviously of the greatest concern. In these common areas in classrooms and restrooms, as we see doors and doorknobs, chalkboards, water fountains, hand dryers, garbage cans, these solutions are safe to use on these high touch areas and can provide the disinfection that you need to be able to reopen your campus safely. In order to provide that documentation and that third-party certification that your areas that you've disinfected are clean, we recommend COVID-19 surface testing. We can use this to verify the high-touch areas that we talked about on your campus are clean after they've been disinfected with these services. We're able to provide this as turnkey when we add it in addition to the services of deep cleaning or UVC cleaning. And then we can also do it as a standalone if you wanted the service done independently. These surface testing detects the presence of SARS, COVID-19 on the surfaces, and we use them to determine the efficacy of the disinfection practices on the surfaces. These results can come back quickly within 24 to 48 hours of receiving the laboratory with the chain of custody and the sample kits. Another way that we're working to prepare you and provide safe solutions are respiratory hygiene stations. These can be provided to you across your campus, and they can help you prevent the spread of infection-providing hand sanitizer, disinfection wipes, and masks. They can also be provided in a anti-theft setup, and so that you can control the amount of equipment and provisions that you provide to your campus population. And this is a great way to control and make sure that you know that these things are being provided so that people are taking the necessary precautions to not spread COVID-19 while at your campus. As you prepare, we understand that temperature screenings are definitely going to be a part of the new normal. And we recommend that you set a temperature threshold over which faculty, staff, as well as students will not be allowed to enter the building, and that includes vendors as well. The CDC considers a person to have a fever if he or she has a measured temperature of at least 100 degrees, 0.4 Fahrenheit. We recommend that you appoint someone with proper training, ideally an on-site medical staff person or other medical professionals, if possible, to facilitate, administer, and document those temperature checks. So in conclusion, creating that plan also requires, plan of cleaning, requires that you create a social distancing plan. This is a really tough procedure to not only establish, but to maintain. But step one is to increase that awareness around the 6 feet rule with signage and messaging around your campus to remind people just what 6 feet really is. Step two, create a rule of maximum amount of people allowed on a campus at a time. Therefore, it'll help you maintain that 6 foot rule. Step three, revisit and revise seating arrangements and provide visual help to let people know where they can sit or stand. Step four, promote virtual or online classes. Providing information for tips for a safe semester is communication, communication, communication. It takes as many as 8 times for someone to really understand or hear what you're trying to say. So repetition is necessary. And these ideas to communicate this message might include webinars, e-learning content, tips to ease anxiety, frequently asked guides throughout the campus with protocols for social distancing, holding training and respiratory etiquette, as well as cross-sharing content and being on message boards for other supporting services, really tapping into what's out there to be able to help spread that word. And again, repeat that message over and over until people practice this routinely. I just want to thank you all for the work that you provided for LSS Holdings and its companies. We can't thank you enough for not only reaching out to us on the web with questions, sending us email and info, but asking us also to help you be part of your life safety team as you plan and prepare to either reopen your businesses or reopen your campuses. We're just extremely grateful to be a part of those solutions with you and for you. If you need us, or if you have any other questions, our COVID hotline is manned 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at 888-675-4519. And we hope that you'll subscribe to our YouTube channel and continue to join us as we share information about life safety practices and equipment that help you and help us provide the safest environments possible. So with that, I just hope you have a great week, and thank you so much for your time. Be safe, everyone.